Hey folks, welcome to another cold and wet one here on the west coast of Scotland. Today is the Thursday WOD for week 2. Today we're going to be hitting one of the most important pressing movements we'll do. And it doesn't necessarily seem like it translates across to the bike immediately, but the benefits you gain in this pressing movement in your core, especially in your stability and your ability to handle loading through your core are brilliant. You won't necessarily be able to press as much in this as you would in your bench, but it's going to really benefit your core. And it also leads on to a load of the more dynamic movements that we can do, where we're not just straight pressing overhead. It's where you're starting to do the push press, so you start to build in a more full body movement and more dynamic, where you're dipping, driving, and then finishing it off with the arms, okay? So this is a kind of a primer, definitely one of the fundamental series. It's super important so we can move on to more interesting movements that'll hopefully build up more power. Okay, so we're going to warm up the overhead press with a PVC pipe or a broom handle or anything like that. Start to get the shoulders warm. Then we're going to go through a little bit of technique for the overhead press, and then we're going to do 3 sets of 15 to 20. When I say that, what I really mean is find a weight that you can do for somewhere between 15 and 20 before failure. And by failure, really just mean until your muscle's going to give up a little bit and you have to stop. But that's a good rep range for starting to build up a good capability in your overhead pressing strength. Yeah, let's get cracking. Whenever you do a bit of mobility like that, test and retest. So jump back on the pipe or any other way that you were trying to see how mobile you were. Do it again. See how it feels now that you've done a little bit of mobility of a different kind. Ah, feels a lot better. Just focus on bracing the whole of your core. It's going to be really important for when you're hitting the bike. You're able to transfer that force from your arms through your body into the pedals and vice versa. This bit in the middle is usually the weak point. You might have strong legs and strong arms, but if the bit in the middle is jelly, it's toast. Well, my strict pressing power has definitely gone down. Alright, let's chuck the weight down. Be humble, let it happen, take the weight down, get better reps in. So on your first set, if you can get to between 15 and 20, then stick with that weight. You won't necessarily get as many in the second and third sets, but that's fine. It's a good weight for you to stick at and just get as many reps as you can. Like I said, humbling. The strict press, there's no room to hide. You've either got it or you don't when it comes to a certain weight. So, we used this guy a little bit in week 1. We're going to crack it back out today for the Metcon. Today's Metcon is a bit of a skill session, to be honest with you, because we're going to use this a lot more in the future, and I want to get everyone accustomed to the main movement we're going to be doing with it, which is called the double under. It's the rope passing under your feet twice for every jump. So for every time you jump, the rope's going to go under, and that's 1 complete rep. So rope can't clip your feet or anything like that. If it does, it's not a complete rep. that's kind of how it goes. I'm going to be using today as a bit of a skill session. So, 150 double unders for time. Let's get cracking. That was better than I thought. 20 out in the first go. 25. This may slow down.
Et les prévisions du temps maintenant, Gisèle, c'est du mauvais temps en fait, des nuages, de la pluie en perspective.
57 by my count, but I've been known to be wrong. $69. Oh yeah. My biceps are pumped up like there's no tomorrow. Ah. 20 go. Oh. Oh, 6 more. Woo! 6 minutes 31 seconds. It's a far cry from the 2.5 minutes. Whew. You may end up with some whip marks on you here and there. So, super short little mech on that one, but good to work on the technique. 150 goes really quickly, and it'll go even quicker as soon as you get good at them. As soon as I get good at them as well again.